everybody. Welcome to Good Day LA at 8. I'm Jen Lammers.
I'm Melvin Robert. Great to be with all of you on a Tuesday morning. Lots to get to. Let's start with Sumata with the check of our morning commute. Hello, my friend. Good morning.
Oh, good morning, Melvin. Good morning, Jen. We are keeping it real busy out there. The roadway's just an absolute mess. We have the latest incident. We're going to take you out to the Corona area where it's been just nonstop in terms of the crawl. The latest collision now involves a big rig and two other vehicles blocking the main line and the toll lanes on the westbound side of the 91 at Green River Road. You can see it continues to rain through that stretch. Expect and plan around the major traffic congestion. And a reminder, already we've received multiple reports of solo vehicle spinouts. Watch the road, slow it down, and try to avoid hydroplaning as the rain continues to fall across some areas of SoCal. Isn't that right, Maria?
Most of the rain now concentrated, as you can see on that graphic, through parts of Orange County and the Inland Empire. We're going to see some quieter weather, parts of Ventura County and LA County, but don't let that fool you. We still have more rain on in store for us. All right, as we take a look at what's going on outside, here's a look at Santa Monica, and that camera pointed right at the pier. It's definitely gray and stormy looking, so it's totally not raining hard, but definitely still seeing some of those light raindrops. The heavier rain, moderate to heavy rain here, parts of the Inland Empire. As we zoom in a little bit into Ontario, we're seeing some heavier cells. Right off the 15 in Miraloma, we've got some heavy rain. Rancho Cucamonga, they're headed for Fontana, up into Norco as well. Highland, we're seeing some heavier cells, and we're seeing a freezing rain on that drive on the 18, heading up into Big Bear Lake. We've got some snow up at the resort level, so that's great news for our local resorts, getting all of that fresh snow. Here is the atmospheric river. You can see how we're still tapping into all of that water vapor and that moisture source from the southwest. The second little chunk of energy that's spinning just offshore, that's going to move inland. That's going to give us another opportunity for some heavier rain and some downpours as we get to the latter part of this day and into tonight and tomorrow. Temperatures right now mostly in the 50s, 52 in Pasadena, 57 in downtown LA, 54 in Corona. Notice the moisture just offshore, so that's going to move inland through parts of Orange County. Huntington Beach, watch out. Newport Beach, all the way up to Long Beach. You're getting some heavier cells and steady, constant rain for the next several hours. All right, 62 along the coast. That's about it. Same for downtown LA. There is a chance for some thunderstorms as well throughout the day today. Up into the mountains, 42 degrees, 58 in the high desert with those gustier winds, and then 68 in Palm Springs with a chance for showers there as well in the Coachella Valley. I'll send it back to you.
I'm Rick. Thank you very much. On to our news here at 8:03. More rain, everybody, means more anxiety, of course, for people living in areas prone to mud and debris flows.
Yeah, one of those trouble spots is in Silverado Canyon in Orange County. Mario Ramirez is there. How's it looking where you are, Mario?
Yeah, we've had constant rain for the last several hours. This is one of those spots where residents are most at risk of mud and debris flows off of Silverado Canyon Road. And we've been here before when the road is closed and homes were damaged. This, in fact, is one of them. A mudslide recently took out part of the garage here, but it has since been replaced, and residents are doing everything they can to protect from another round of winter weather and possible damage. Communities here like Silverado Canyon, they've seen it before. Mudslides and debris flows during past storms. Take a look at December of 2021 after the Silverado and Bond fires left hillsides here bare, unable to contain water flows. The fires the year prior made the Silverado community more prone to those mud and debris flows, and since then residents here, they've dealt with several instances of that activity and the damage and cleanup to follow. Residents in these flood-prone areas, they're used to clearing drains quickly, redirecting runoff as best they can to protect their properties and livestock here, but sometimes it's just not enough. Orange County officials, meanwhile, so far have not reported any damage from this recent storm, but they are urging residents in these areas to remain vigilant and be ready for things to change quickly. Coming back out here live, you can see some of the runoff that we've been watching here. Again, we've had steady rain for hours in this part of Orange County. We'll have another update coming up in the next hour. For now, that's the latest here. I'm Mario Ramirez in Silverado. I'll send it back to you.
Wow. All right, thank you, Mario. So the rain is also creating a dangerous situation for residents who live in the hills and canyons.
Coco McAboy is in Ventura for us with more. Good morning to you.
Good morning to both of you. We've been talking to residents out here, and you can see that the rain has stopped for now, but the damage is done here in Coyote Creek. You can see this area here is flooded. And to give you some perspective, if you take a look at these signs here, that really tells you just how deep the water is here. Just a lot of standing water from this storm. We're talking about another atmospheric river that has hit California with heavy rain, also thunderstorms. A flood watch is still in effect here in Ventura County and other counties as well, along with a high surf warning as well. The constant rainfall in Ventura County has created a lot of problems in canyons for people. And I do want to introduce you to a resident who we've been speaking to this morning. Her name is Mary Jackson. And Mary, you were telling us that this area always gets flooded, right?
It's always flooded, and it doesn't drain well. So for the full year, there's always water here, and we can't really drive through. Yeah.
And you were saying before you've been in a situation where you had to get an emergency vehicle to get you out too, right?
Yes, last year my husband was bit by a neighbor's dog, and we had to get to the hospital. He had to have 18 stitches, and we couldn't get off the road because there were boulders and mud and water and flooding. And so the emergency vehicle came and got us, and a bulldozer scooped the mud off the road, and we were right behind, and they helped us get past the flooded areas, and we got to the hospital, and he was good. But it took him over a year to heal.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sorry to hear about that, but thank you for talking to us, Mary. It really helps give some perspective to what this area is like for residents, because I know Mary was telling us, too, that this is a situation that obviously neighbors have had to deal with for years. You've been here 25 years, right?
Yes.
25 years.
Yes, yeah. Okay. And usually with the big rains, our road closes. But this past year, they've been working on it a lot, and we haven't been trapped for the whole rain season, so that's good. Fingers crossed.
Yes, definitely fingers crossed. Thank you so much, Mary. Like she said, fingers crossed, because the rain is expected to continue through tomorrow morning, but I'll send it back to you.
All right, Coco, thank you. Yeah, dramatic video there. So another trouble spot that we're looking at is Benedict Canyon, an area soaked by our last storm, and that's also where residents are on edge for risks of flooding and mudslides.
That's where we find our Bob DeCastro. He's keeping an eye on things. Hey, Bob, good morning. How's it looking?
Good morning to you both. Yeah, well, light rain falling at this hour, but certainly we've had moderate rain. Sometimes heavy cells go through here overnight. It is rush hour right now. People are still going to work and going from the valley down to like the Beverly Hills area to the west side of LA. And so you're looking at a cut-through street. This is a canyon road. Benedict Canyon, part of it is actually closed at this hour. LA DOT calling it a soft closure because they are letting residents in and out of there. But there is a mudslide situation there right now, so they're not letting the regular commuters go through there. And this is the detour, Deep Canyon and Hutton, if you're going through this area. They're actually recommending folks, if you're going to be traveling to and from the valley, they are asking people not to use the canyons, to avoid the canyons, but obviously a lot of people use these very heavily traveled routes. We're not too far, as you might imagine, from Beverly Glen. I have pictures from that just yesterday. Of course, people there on edge. This is all across the Santa Monica mountain chain where we have saturated hillsides, so much rain that fell over the last atmospheric river, and that caused one of those homes to slip off its foundation. That home's still red tagged, and a lot of residents in that area and many areas around the Santa Monica mountain are concerned about mudslides and debris flows because the hillsides are simply way too saturated. Any amount of water could trigger another hillslide. We should also tell you that part of Mulholland Drive is also closed. This is between Skyline and Beaumont, and there are 4 different areas in that long stretch of Mulholland Drive that are closed right now because there's 4 different spots that have triggered some sort of mud flow or an erosion in the roadway, and still no telling when that part of Mulholland will be open. So that's a hard closure, and that will be closed for the near future. So again, the rain not falling too hard right now, but we should tell you that Benedict Canyon, there is a soft closure there for the local traffic can go through there, but if you're going to be passing through the canyon roads and through Benedict Canyon, you're going to have to take this detour. We'll send it back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you.